Hi, this is Kelly. Welcome to The Skinny. Yesterday at the Weight Watchers scale, because it's been 2 weeks.
Yes.
We both gained. But I gained 1.8 and I'm a total loss of 72.8. But, you know, we also want to talk about like what our goal for the holidays is.
First, let me share my horrifying news.
It was horrifying.
Well, you know what? And actually, you've seen my past reactions to weight gain.
Yeah.
This one really, I didn't even.
She did not flip out.
I did not. You would think that I
well,
would.
tell them what it
I
is.
gained 4 pounds for a total of 94.6 down. But you know what? I was not upset. Oddly enough. I think what I felt, I mean, we had 2 crazy weeks.
Again.
The
weeks have got to be less crazy.
Well,
busy.
we're gearing up for another crazy week, both of us work-wise, because we are on vacation the week of Thanksgiving, so we are gearing up to be working late, and
we do plan for that, and we do. I mean, and we do.
Yeah.
We talked about Friends Thanksgiving last week. We both did very well.
We're
at
both
Friends
fine for
Thanksgiving.
that. Just blew it the rest of the time.
And not even just blew
I
it.
did.
Well, you blew it.
I clearly did but I didn't think it would be that bad. In some ways, I'm like expected. I mean, I totally expected
a gain.
But I kind of didn't expect it to be that much.
I was honest with myself. There was going to be a gain.
Oh, I was honest about the gain, just not that much of one.
Oh, she didn't expect not that much of one, and I expected more.
Yeah.
And what did we
Weird.
get? The reverse. But anyway, one of the things our Weight Watchers leader said is, you know, during the holidays, she'll ask you, what is your goal during the holidays? And I've reevaluated mine, and I've thought about mine. You know, my goal initially was, I want to lose. I do want to lose, but I know I may lose and gain the same 2 or 3 pounds. And be honest with you, to get through the holidays, I will be happy to lose what I like, a couple pounds. I want to, because I'm very strict this week on the, I'd like to lose that and like to maintain or keep within the same 2 or 3 pounds over the holidays. Even if I lose and gain,
here's
our 2 or 3
here's
pounds.
our plus. We have this week to really be hardcore.
We do.
The following week is our birthday and Thanksgiving in the same
big
week.
5-0!
The big 5-0. And so that week, there may be a gain. That's why this week there must be a loss. That's where I'm at. Yeah. And I don't anticipate a huge loss for Thanksgiving, because for us, Thanksgiving really isn't Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Some people it is.
Yeah, we
because
only
they have
do
a
one.
lot of events that cover an entire weekend. Ours really
Just
don't.
one day for
It's
us.
one day, and then there's a day after, which we don't really eat a whole lot the day after
No, we
Thanksgiving.
walk a
We shop.
ton.
Yeah.
We walk with the girls. And
Yes.
we'll probably have a, lunch out.
Yes,
We'll,
but that's not a problem for me, is lunch out.
No.
And then that being said, after the week of Thanksgiving, there's 4 weeks that we'll have before Christmas to really, and my goal is to concentrate this week really hard and the 4 weeks before Christmas to really get myself in a position that on the day of that I can enjoy those meals.
Yeah.
There's 2 meals with my family.
It's kind of, I'm just, the reality for me is I know I'm not expecting like huge losses during the holidays.
I'm going to be realistic. I'm looking at our past holidays or Thanksgivings and Christmas. If you and I stay within a couple of pound range, we are okay with that. We've always been okay with that.
But you got to decide that. Everybody decides that for themselves. Do you really want a loss? And if you want a loss,
some people are okay with a 5-6 pound gain and they just roll with it. You've got to sit down and decide what your plan is.
I don't necessarily want to gain. I'm going to say that.
No, I don't. But
my goal will be to I mean, if it's a gain, it's those
my goal is to get rid of this 4 pounds so
then you can gain it again.
I don't want to gain that again, but I can gain a pound or 2 the week of Christmas.
Yes.
That's what I'm looking at. Thanksgiving, like I said, not so worried about, but we're on vacation. So when we're on vacation,
it's unpredictable.
We're unpredictable on vacation.
Yeah, because
events happen that aren't planned because we're fly by the seat of your pants people.
We are.
So people call us, hey, you want to go do this? We're like,
yes.
and we're like, okay, that wasn't planned.
Go.
Let's go. And unfortunately, we do a lot of that.
We do on vacation. We do.
We're
very
do a
big
lot of
planners
that
in general, but when we're on vacation, it's every man for
people
himself.
are like, no, we're on vacation. Hey, you guys want to go do this? Or do you want to go do this? Or this is happening. Let's go. And we do.
And we always try to be prepared with snacks and stuff, which we're pretty darn good about. But sometimes you just go, that looks tasty, and I'm doing it. And
Life
you
happens.
gotta, and I do it with, when I do it, I do it with knowledge.
I'm not
letting it overtake me. I'm going, yeah, I'm
I
having
gotta
that.
look back at our 2 weeks, and I gotta say, we were supposed to weigh in Sunday after our walk, and we did not. And I kind of blame myself for that because I knew, I mean, I had still had another couple days off before we went back to work. She didn't. So like, I said, do you really want to get up that early and go? I should have just made her. I mean, I'm the one who instigated sleeping in because I was like, oh, I get to sleep in for a day. So I knew I'd have to haul her butt up, and I felt really bad. So I didn't, but
It's like, don't knock on my door!
I should have totally hauled her up.
Yeah.
But that was me. So I actually blame myself for it. If I had waited maybe Sunday after our walk, I might have been I would have went, oh, and totally like.
It might not have been that
So
bad.
it might not have been as bad. So live and learn. We always have said
If
the weigh-in is the death knell. If you don't weigh in, it pays to weigh in. And I
does.
didn't. So I deserve what I got.
You did.
I kind of deserved
we
what I
did.
got.
I mean, because it does pay to weigh in because we could have both offset about an extra pound or
Maybe,
two.
man. You know, but like I said, it's the holidays, and I'm strangely enough have this very calm. It's what it is, and I'm not panicking. I'm just not.
I wonder
I'm proud.
if your new friend has
I
anything to do
wonder.
with it.
I'm trying to embrace the things that make me happy and the things that give me joy, and I'm trying to get that mentality.
Since we're here, we might as well mention what that is. We talked about that last week.
Last week, the week before our video. And by the way, sorry we haven't responded to all the great comments. Crazy town. So we are so sorry. We thank you for every comment.
Yes,
we just
we
have
do.
to get a
We love
chance
you
to go
guys.
and look. It has just been insane. Which, it's the holidays.
Oh, my
I mean,
Lord.
it's sad to say that here it is, only mid-November, and we're already going, oh my God.
I like to get off the Ferris wheel just for a little while.
Just for a little bit.
I need a nap.
So anyway, 2 weeks ago we were talking about one of my favorite things was this book, which was that the life-changing magic of tidying up. And I have to say,
She's obsessed.
I'm obsessed. I have like all my little things turned down on my little tabs and little marker things.
I guess they were both kind of obsessed.
And I have to say, her perspective on like order and is
you guys knew she would love it.
is way
They
different.
knew.
It's way different than anything else I've ever seen. And I think what it is that she has you kind of go through things in your life, not room by room, which is daunting, but categories. And the first category, for example, is clothes. Just for an example. And you sit down and you put all your clothes in one room.
Even socks and
your
underwear.
shoes, socks, underwear, bras, the whole thing. Pajamas, everything. And you touch every item of clothing and you ask yourself if that item gives you joy. Does it make you happy? Is this something? And if it is, you keep it. If it doesn't, and you're like, then you discard it.
Bye-bye.
And that's kind of, and I think you can apply a lot of that to, I think, other things in your
Everything,
life.
yeah.
Anything that really doesn't make you happy. There are some things you can't let go of in your life or discard that, even, if it doesn't make you happy. Not just stuff, but maybe attitudes and feelings. If certain things do not make you happy, then you know what? It doesn't make me happy to feel depressed or upset about gaining a pound. It does not make me happy. So maybe I just need to turn around what does make me happy. Getting back into
Marie
control.
Kondo is bringing her joy.
Yes. So I'm hoping I can get a better positive outlook as far as, I know I'm going to have my days where I'm like, really, I didn't lose. I gained, really. I know I'm going to have those moments, but I'm trying my hardest to really just say to myself, it's okay. What makes you happy about this situation? Well, that I weighed in. I showed up to my meeting. I had a great meeting, and I'm looking forward to a great week. So I'm going to embrace, those things make me happy. So I'm going to try to embrace those and look at the positive. I'm going to try to make myself do this. So I'm going to apply her things to other than just the things, the stuff in my world.
Yeah.
But I am totally applying it to my house. Just wait until my vacation. If I'm carving out a day or so to do this.
You know what's going to happen to me. You know. Pray for me. Pray for me. Because she's going to make my life.
I mean, the thing is, I don't have tons of stuff. I mean, I have my share of things in the world, but we're purgers. We've always been purgers. Both of us have. Yeah. So I can really, it will probably take me to do every item of clothing I own and shoe I own, even handbags. It would probably only take me about an hour and a half. I mean, and that's just really including getting it all in the same spot. And then going through, bagging it up. I say hour and a half, 2 hours. Oh no, I'm not going to belabor. I'm not a belabor. I make a call. I know how to make a decision. So
this does not give me joy.
I highly recommend this. And I'm going to say, look up her YouTube video on how to fold. It brings me joy.
I'm in so much trouble.
brings me.
I'm in so much trouble.
And I will say, I did buy her second book. Hold on.
Of course she did.
It's called Spark Joy, and I just started. I mean, just started it. And this is once you've got everything kind of discarded and the things that you've kept, the things that you love that give you joy. This is really how to store and how to really, everything has a place. And I'm all about that.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to have nothing left.
Hey, no. People think that this book means that you're going to live a minimalist life.
It does not.
That is not.
It does not.
You just keep what makes you happy and get rid of what doesn't make you happy.
It's
if 100 pairs of shoes and all 100 of those pairs of shoes make you happy, you keep them.
That's what I do.
So that's not what her book's about.
That's what I do
It's not
like
what her
about
philosophy is.
Her philosophy.
That is not it.
It is. It is if they make you happy, you keep. And everybody's everybody is happy with a different amount of stuff in their world.
Everyone's happy. I mean, it's so you go through like clothes, for example, is first, and books are second,
and then you have everything that you have left.
There's miscellaneous.
You put in its place, and it's.
Tiny. And I'm kind of a hardcore on everything has a place. Everything in my house does have a place. Whether it's always there is another story.
Why does she look at me when she says that? I put my stuff away.
And the thing is, who gets asked where stuff is anytime somebody's looking for it? And I always have to tell her where it's at.
Like I said, I need prayers.
But I gotta say, I'm gonna tell you my fun little story today because we were out shopping. Oh. We were, of course, doing our thrift shopping. Kelly found a great Tommy Hilfiger sweater, by the way.
I did.
For
I need
like
some more sweaters.
$6. And it was brand new and red and beautiful.
I
won it. It's right over there. It's getting ready to go down and get washed. That being said, we were in the store, we were shopping, and we were talking, and we ran into a lady who was reading us out. She was an identical twin as well. So we were chatting with her, and she said, well, no, she goes, you guys look really alike. The plus is you can share each other's clothes. And the thing is, we really can't. Some things we can, but I'm still a size bigger. And she goes, well, you look the same. I so needed to hear that. You know, that made me feel great today to hear that.
Isn't this cute?
Isn't that cute?
Look,
$6.
It's a little
It was like $6.99 or something like that.
And it looks like it was brand
Looks
new.
like it's never been worn.
Sorry, I was surprised the
color's
tags weren't
beautiful.
on it. The color is perfect.
I found nothing, and yeah, I love it. But you know what?
$6.
When I was shopping, I was asking myself when I touched each item before I would even
Does
it.
it
Does it make me happy? Yes. And you know what? Nothing did. So I didn't come home with it.
Yeah, that sparked joy. I had to have it.
Well, it sparked joy for me too. If you hadn't got it, I would have bought it until I could fit it.
Yeah.
So I would have been buying it if she had.
It sparked joy.
It sparked joy.
So we keep going around each other and saying,
Does that spark joy?
Does that spark joy?
If it doesn't, we get rid of it. We put it in the discard box. Even though you're supposed to really work her thing in categories.
And we went to this we're just rambling, I know it, but this is the story of the weekend.
Yes.
Went to this holiday market thing with the girls.
Where there's lots of food and they give you samples. We didn't do it.
No, we did not. We were good. But I really didn't buy much because nothing sparked joy. I did find something else that sparked joy. I'll be back.
Oh, for God's sake. Kelly.
I gotta show them.
Help me. Oh, yeah. She's got this thing going on.
It sparks joy. How cute
She collects
is this?
these now.
I love these. They spark joy. They're bottle brush
trees,
and they're so beautiful this year. So many people are doing them this year.
Now
and
she has
I
3.
love it.
She's all excited.
So that sparked joy, and I bought it.
Okay.
She's gonna rue the day. She brought this into my life because I'm gonna drive her nuts.
She's gonna drive me nuts with it. I was all ready to buy a bracelet that I really liked. She went up and whispered in my ear, does that spark joy? I did not buy it.
Because I didn't think I didn't spark joy.
For you!
For me!
And then I'm almost home, and I was like, I wish I bought that bracelet.
But it sparked joy. You would have bought it. It clearly didn't spark that much joy because you talked yourself out of it. So it didn't spark much joy.
But then she made me eat an 18-point salad.
What? I didn't make you eat. We counted it and it was perfectly fine.
I know.
And it was delicious.
But it was 18 points.
It was worth every 18 points. So what we did is we took our big meal as lunch.
Flipped it.
And we had a small meal for dinner. And it worked perfectly.
But here's the problem. And this was my own fault. I ate it before I looked.
Oh, yeah.
Because I expected that she had checked that.
We usually
prior.
don't do that. No, I have had that lunch salad.
You have had it, you didn't realize it was 18 points?
Well, I knew it was a fair amount, but I also knew we could switch our points.
I know, but I had a little mini moment.
It was perfectly fine, and it was delicious.
So that being
completely
said,
filling.
lesson learned here, people. check first.
We always usually check.
Yeah. I just trusted. Don't always trust the person you're with, even if they're on Weight Watchers. Don't always trust the person you're with. Check for yourself.
It was I think we only ended up using how many extra points for the day?
Like 4.
4.
So it was
And
fine.
it was just like, it was perfectly fine.
So-
And we do that on a regular basis, switching our
We
points.
do. It happens. But I guess I just didn't expect it. So when I looked, I went,
She was just like,
and do you know, the full salad was 36.
like the big one, not the lunch
So
salad.
thank God it was lunchtime and we got the lunch salad.
Otherwise, it would have been more
I mean,
than
the
our daily
at
points.
first when it came up, I thought the lunch one was 30. I thought that was the only size, and I thought it was 36. I was like, I literally almost had heart palpitations. I looked back at my empty bowl and thinking, what was in here that would have cost 36 points?
There really wasn't. It was a lettuce.
It was a rock bottom brewery.
Yeah, but it was lettuce.
Waldorf salad. It was their
It was
salad.
some goat cheese, not a lot, not overly cheesed.
No,
It
cranberries,
was,
walnuts,
cranberries,
but
walnuts,
not a
but
lot.
those were not over.
Lots of chicken. Lots
mostly
of chicken.
and lettuce.
Yeah.
And
And the dressing was no big deal. I knew I was going
It
to
was
have to
a-
count. It was a vinaigrette.
a vinaigrette.
Honey mustard vinaigrette. So that wasn't
really,
bad.
It just wasn't.
But,
Like
but then I scrolled and was like, lunch portion. I was like, thank God. Panic set
I
in.
knew we were fine.
So that's been our trials and
I should have
tribulations the
prepped
last
her.
2 weeks. Yeah.
should have prepped
Last
her.
2 weeks, those are our trials and tribulations. But we survived it with gains.
We did.
But we are here to live to tell the tale, and
We're
we are
fine.
going to have. I feel very good so far about
Fabulous
my
week so far.
And I'm planning. I've already been to the grocery already. Ran into our fellow Weight Watcher while we were in the grocery. She
did.
checked our bags, and so I feel I'm ready to go and kind of start my week and get it over
I
with.
do have a food thing to share.
We do a good one. We just ran into it at Costco today,
We did, and these are really delicious.
and it was free sample day.
These are Cosmos Creations salted caramel puffed corn. They call them premium puffed corn.
Delicious.
And they're just like caramel corn, but
Caramel,
lighter.
yes. Yes.
And for these, for a lot, for one cup and a fourth a cup,
1 1/4 cup.
it is
Lovely.
6 SPs.
And I
then-
did the calculator and the scan.
Right, and then for a half a cup it's 3, 3/4 the cup is 4, and then just 1 cup is 5.
That way you can just kind of play
And
with
it's
what
just,
you have.
and I also might do some vanilla halo top
with
and
half
then
a cup of that maybe
put a
sprinkled
little,
on it.
even a fourth a cup or a half a cup
would be
on,
nice.
sprinkled on, I think a fourth a
That
cup.
would be really
Give it
good.
a little crunch.
That'd be
It's
delicious.
it's really tasty. It's light little puffs.
Yum.
Liked it a lot.
Great
So it's
find.
totally worth a
I
purchase.
will say we did find the Kodiak at Costco, Kodiak cakes. And my friend Jen texted me and I was like, oh, I'm in Costco. Strangely enough that you're texting me. She was in a different Costco. I'm like, I'll run and look for it. Found it, but it wasn't the original.
Yeah, it was
So-
the protein packed. So those are higher.
Those are higher, and
So-
but some people were okay with that. So whatever,
Right.
however you do your pointing on the Kodiak, whichever one you get,
They are in Costco now.
They are in there. So just go check it out. Just
We
know that
love-
it's not the original.
We'd love to have that in bulk because, frankly,
Yeah.
Kodiak cakes at least minimum once a week. We
At
have
minimum.
them. Once,
Sometimes twice.
probably twice.
We both love pancakes. We get them from our dad.
We do. We love breakfast food for dinner. It's just the
And I've kind of replaced Kodiak cakes or pancakes really with cereal. We were Jerry Seinfeld's.
we were.
Truly.
But what I like about this time of season too is, most people we've talked about this too lately and often, when you start toward fall, you do soups and comfort. It's the comfort food thing. Well,
Yeah.
Kodiak cakes, I find them. You can change. What I love about changing Kodiak cakes
It's
is
the
you can change in
flavors.
flavorings. You can in the fall you can make them more pumpkin
spice
or
and
you can do those
cinnamon.
like deeper flavors, and then the summer you lighten them with lemon and
Yes.
orange and
Well, I'm still, because we do the extracts and we do fresh fruit. We're both still on the lemon blueberry kick where you have the fresh blueberries.
We'll go
and
back to the
lemon
pumpkin.
extract.
I know.
Yeah, but the pumpkin are delicious.
Oh, my
and-
Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's so many ways to take some of those favorites that you eat, like and spark them up a little bit if you're getting bored.
Yeah.
Of course, we're introducing more chilies and more soups, and
Yeah.
that's always good. I love black bean soup.
And I think we're going to be doing Mexican this week. We bought strange enough the holiday market we were at yesterday. They had Tastefully Simple, which has a black
food
bean
products.
corn salsa. And we bought a jar, and I thought, well, if I'm buying this and I'm going to open it, I'm going to have Mexican several nights this week to be able to utilize it.
Because it will go bad.
It was pretty low. It's 20
couple
points, 20 calories, I think, for a serving, which is fine. Which
3 tablespoons, I think it was for
a little bit with the quesadilla or some
a little bit out on a taco. So, you know, again, rotating some of those, you know, things that you've, because, you know, we'll tend to get in a pattern of spaghetti one night and then chili one night, and then, okay, let's do Kodiaks one night. And then sometimes you'll go weeks repeating those, maybe mix them up in days, but kind of repeating those same dinners. So we're bringing in some of the others.
It was funny. Another thing you've got to start really thinking about too is eating out at the holidays. You a lot of times on the spur of the moment are eating out.
It's true,
and there's
you're
holiday
running
kind of food. Like for us, it's Thanksgiving time. So in the United States, if it's Thanksgiving, you're wanting turkey and stuffing and things like that. So we're
creamier.
We know we're going to be having dinner, but somewhere like Bob Evans, that, you know, when they give you the turkey, it comes with stuffing and mashed potatoes and a vegetable. So we already talked about this. We thought if we happen to be together when this happens, then one of us will order the plain mashed potatoes, which are really good points, or baked potato, and green beans, which are free.
Yeah.
And then we'll split the turkey and the dressing, which is this big serving, and we can just
split
half that part of the meal. And so we've already got a little bit of a plan for if we end up eating there.
Yeah, because also during this time, you know, if you're Christmas shopping, whatever you're doing a lot of, I find we're doing a lot of, like we said, we're doing a lot of spur of the moment
eating
things.
out.
And normally we're pretty planned about that kind of stuff, but we're just kind of doing that, we need to go shop for this, or let's meet somebody, do a little shopping this
We're
day.
having dinner tomorrow night with a friend tomorrow night, and that just spurred the moment
came up
today.
But we have time to think about where we're going and what we're having, so we'll do that. So we'll start to plan.
And we got a text that we know where we're going tomorrow night.
We do know where we're going.
Where are we going?
We're going to Cheddar's, and they have a salad that we've eaten multiple times. We'll take our own dressing.
Yeah, if I take my own dressing, it's a pretty low salad.
It is
the
a pretty low
dressing
salad
that kills me on that salad. So
Yes.
I always. But here's the thing. They send it to your table with a croissant.
Yeah, so we'd have to tell them not to. We have to say, don't bring the croissant. So if they don't bring it to the table,
I'm fine.
I'm
They
fine.
bring it when it comes to the croissant. I want it.
Yeah, you just have to say, don't bring
if it's somewhere you know, you're going somewhere at least you know, and you know that there's a part of the meal that you don't want, tell them not to
Don't bring it. Like Longhorn. If you go to Longhorn, if you're in the States, they bring bread right to your table. Yeah, no, none of that business.
And it's fabulous bread.
None of that business.
In order for me not to have it, I have to ask them not to bring it.
Yeah. So it's
Thinking
doing that kind of
ahead.
thing, thinking ahead, going, okay, it's like going to a Mexican restaurant. Please don't bring chips.
Oh, please don't bring the chips.
I'm going to eat the whole basket. Or sometimes what we'll do, let them bring the chips. We'll count out our chips, and when they come back and take our order, I'll say, take the chips with you, please. And usually we just say, I'm only allowed to have so many, and they're usually really great about it. So you can do that, and most people are like, okay. All right.
Well,
You're a little weird, but
when I went to scan, they were having the day at Costco where you sample stuff, and the lady, I got my scanner out, she's like, Weight Watchers, and I'm like, yep. She's like, I did the old plan, and she was thin, and I was like, clearly Sista has kept it off.
She's kept off her weight.
Yes, she has. And she's like, I can't get used to this new way. I work the old way. I work the old plan. And I was like, Sister was svelte.
She was svelte.
She was an older woman. She obviously back in the day. I mean, hey, I've done the old plan, so I can say this.
She was svelte.
So yeah, so she clearly she stuck with it, and she looked great. And she said, "How many points?" She asked me. She's that way. If people ask, I can let them know. Yeah. So I was able to give her some info.
She was on it. It was kind of fun. We're everywhere. The Weight Watchers are everywhere.
We are everywhere.
It was awesome.
That's so true.
It was like, yeah, these are supposed to be mine. I'm supposed to share these with the world, because we ran into a Weight Watcher alumni.
We had some encounters today.
It was crazy. Anyway, so we will see you next week.
Yes.
And our plan is for sure to be lighter later.
And we will be here. We have a lot going on, but I do not want to miss a week of doing this, because I feel like it helps us be accountable too.
It does.
And it helps us get to talk to you guys, even though you're not talking back.
Come hell or high water.
You kind of are talking back, but just after the fact.
Yeah, but come hell or high water, we're going to inch this in here. And
we are, because we're catching up on our year of doing this.
We are.
We're getting closer to that. Can you believe it?
It's coming. It's coming.
And I can say that I'm lighter, not maybe as much as I wanted to be.
We're lighter.
I am.
We're lighter, and we feel good. We're
do.
going to turn 50.
Yeah.
Feeling pretty good.
I'm excited. I'm actually looking forward to it. I can't believe I'm saying that.
I just kind of want to rip the Band-Aid off, and I want my discounts. Because 50-year-olds get discounts.
She would have got discounts today on her sweater.
But no. I would have got 50% off that.
Would have been 50% off.
50% off. They were like, like, yeah, I saw the little sign that said 50% for if you're over 50. Well, over 50 means being 50. So I said, well, that won't be for like 2 weeks. She goes, well, if it were a week, I could give it to you. But
she's been for the week of your birthday, you can get it. I did hear her say.
So I didn't get it, but it's coming.
We're
So we
weird.
will see you
later.
Bye.